morning, everyone. Just heading down to the barn. Got some new toys for JD from Ken's Bolt-On Hooks. Got a new diff lock pedal, as well as some of the heavy-duty seat springs. He's got a good combo on his website. If you need those two things, go check it out. Good stuff. But I also might need to lose some weight, then I wouldn't need the seat springs, I guess, huh? All right, let's see how we get these things installed. All right, I think I have a little task to do here before I get going with putting these new toys on. Let me swing the camera around here. Whoops. Whoa. I think you can see kind of that floor is a little rough. I think I could just actually till this up and plant my garden here. I think that might work just as well as doing it outside. So, but it's all the mud that gets caught up. I had the chains on the tractor for this year for the first time. I cannot say enough about the chains. You know, the 1025R does pretty good, but in the snow, I have a hill that I have to go up to get up to my property, and just was struggling to get up the hill, even in four-wheel drive with the diff locked, with the snowblower lifted up so all the weight was on the front. I had a backhoe on the back, so I had plenty of weight for traction and just could not get up that hill. It's fairly steep parting it, but I put those chains on, man, it was night and day. Just, I could have the snowblower down and snowblower driving up the hill. It was crazy. So if you're having any kind of problems with traction, I would highly recommend getting a set of chains for the back of the tractor. It works great. All right, I'm gonna get this floor cleaned out real quick, and then we're gonna take the goodies I got from Ken's Bolt-On Hooks and throw them on JD. So we got the parts up in here. You can see, here's the bolt-on step. So the instructions are pretty simple. You'll notice that in the front of this, you can see right here, just very barely you can see it. There's just a little tiny cutout right as it starts to go up here. And you'll notice on this side, there's nothing. You also see that the step kind of sticks out more on this side. So you want the part that sticks out to go towards the front of the tractor, and then the side that's kind of flush with the back to go towards the back of the tractor. And the reason is you got this little tiny knob on there that's got to fit in that gap. So, and it does go on pretty tight. The instructions say that. So not horrible tight, but a little tight. To kind of get it to where it's level, you want a 7/16 wrench. I got a socket here too. Just gonna get around and snug it up real quick. All right, and then you want to align it. Hopefully you can see this in the video. You want to make sure these ears don't go past the end of the shaft, but you want to have it as close to the end of the shaft as you can get it, so you have more leverage out here. So you kind of the pedal sticks out farther. At least that's where I want it. It's really made and they're just about perfect. You can't. If you get it back too much farther, it's going to hit the base of the plastic here where you adjust your mower height. So we're just going to snug this up a little bit. My wife always tells me I over tighten everything. Back it off till it breaks. Tighten it till it breaks and back it off a quarter turn, right? Isn't that how it works? All right, I think that's good. Yeah, I think that's going to work out a lot better now when you're sitting up here. You can see, you got your foot. It's just a lot easier to find that. Sometimes I'm searching around like that trying to find it, but this is going to be so much easier to be able to lock that differential in. All right, the last little piece we got to do in here, now that I can clean this off, actually, got a rag in my pocket, I'm going to use my shirt. This is optional. It does come with a small piece of, like, I don't know, just grip tape, I guess is what you would call it. It's what we used to call it when I was riding. It's kind of center it here on the tab. It seems pretty sticky. Hopefully it'll stay. Hopefully that'll give you a little more traction. You know, you get mud or whatever on your shoes. It'll just give you a little more, but it doesn't cover the whole surface of it. It just covers, I kind of striped it down the middle. But again, that should work really good to be able to lock that diff in and then release it. Be able to find it a lot easier with the heel of my boot. All right, let's put the seat springs in. For this, you're gonna need a 3/8 and a 7/16 box wrench. Get the seat flipped forward. First thing we're gonna have to do is come in here and disconnect this clip. So just pull up and slide off. Tuck him down in there. Then you're gonna wanna pull this clip off. It's right on this side. This is the rod that kind of holds the whole seat together. Just one of these, I don't know what kind of clips they're called. They kind of look like a music note to me, I don't know. I'm sure they have a better name for it, but just pull that clip off and then you can pull this whole rod right out. So the wrench is down. Takes a little finagling. You got to get some of the pressure off the seat in order to drop her down. You want to make sure you grab that washer instead of dropping it like I just did. I'll probably never find it. Nope, got it. All right, got the washer pulled off. Set it right here for right now. Huh, just that one side. Okay. Pull that bolt out. The bolt out. The whole seat comes right out. All right, the next step is going to be there's two small stop bolts that are, just lost track of them. They're right, let me see if I can get the camera angle better here. So they are right here. If you can see them, oops, sorry, get the camera down there. So it's a small, it's actually an Allen head on the inside. So you want to take and remove that. And there's one on the other side too. You can, here on the back side, you can see the bolt head. So, but pop those two off there so you can, that's what we're going to do next. Nope, 7/16. See if I need the, nope, I didn't know if I was going to need the Allen wrench, but looks like it's so far. Nope. Might be able to grab it with the pliers. See if I can lightly hold it. Haven't gone through here yet. I'm not sure exactly why these got to be taken off, but I'm sure it will make sense here shortly. Yeah, it hasn't been horrible. With the seat springs that are in there, I don't have a humongous problem, but I do, like when I jump up in the tractor and I go to sit down, that's when I like I'll feel it, and I'll feel it bottom out on me. I mean, I weigh about, I probably weigh about, all my clothes on everything, probably about 225. So I think depending on your weight and depending on how you're getting in the tractor, if I was a little more ginger when I sat down, it might not be quite so bad. But I think if I put a little pressure off of there, you can get these bolts out a little bit easier. All right, so I got them. Now the next step is I got these two straps right in here. And I think I'm gonna go grab, I got a set of, they're star patterns. So I'm gonna go grab my set of sockets that I have for those, take them off from the top. All right, so I got my bits. It's just a, see, it's just a T40 Torx bit. Fits right in here. And if I'm not mistaken, if I read the instructions right from Ken there, this changed with the 2018 and newer models. So apparently this was a different setup. So if it's pre-2018, your setup might be a little bit different than mine. And I'm guessing there's a bolt on the back of that. Should be just enough room, it feels like, to slide that wrench in there. Yep, there's a half. Comes off pretty easy once you get the wrench on the backside. Trick now is not dropping it. Yep. Lock nut. Bring this out. I always try to leave bolts, and my dad always taught me that. Try to leave as many things in place like this as you can. Then you're not wondering, well, like, where does this bolt go? Was this the right spot? It just makes things a lot easier on reassembly, and you don't lose them either. So, all right, so that comes off. This comes off your seatbelt. Slide this out of the way. Ring out of there. Right. And I think this just, yeah, that just lifts up high enough so you can kind of get that out of the way. So when you pull these out, there's these little tops for the spring that are going to have to come. Now this one kind of stayed in there, and you can see this rod right here starts here and goes all the way across to here. That's what this groove is for. So when you set it on top of the new spring, which is right here. Now you can paint yours if you want to. I guess some people do. Old spring, new spring. So you can see there's more windings in there, a little bit heavier duty. You're just going to pop this right back into the center, and it does fit in here kind of loose. But you're going to want to position your springs back. I don't know if you can see it or not. There's a little raised circle here that the spring is just going to mount around. And then you're going to want to line this top up so it goes from side to side on the tractor, because that's how that rod's going to sit down inside of it. So we're going to line these two guys back up, and then I think slowly push this back in so we can get this lined up. Kind of can't really see a whole lot in there. You're going to have to feel around for it, but there we go. You can kind of get it in there and get it semi in place. If I get down here, I guess I can see a little bit better. And then as you push these forward, yep, now it'll just kind of lock back down there. So these are going to go back in, and yeah, you can definitely feel now pushing down on here that that's definitely a little bit stouter. So I think what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to put these pins, one of these pins back in there. See if I can get this kind of stuck down. Slide that back in there to get that stop to happen. Put a little bit of pressure on there to hold the bolt for me, so I can get it started. There we go. All right. It's going to want me to get this guy tightened down. Same thing, kind of let it get a little pressure on there. Well, I guess the other side's taking the brunt of the pressure. And just holding this lightly so I can tighten it down. So it's a 3/16 Allen wrench that you're going to want to use there. All right, so we got those two back in. Now the next step is going to be to put our seatbelt back on. Make sure you get this in the right way. Seatbelt's on the right, buckles on the left as you're sitting in the chair. It also helps, you can see the little dust cutouts there. All right, take these bolts back out. So if you ever have to get a bolt or a nut back underneath the side of something, here's a little trick. So all I did was take and put some duct tape on one side of the wrench. So now when I put this nut in here, I can put it in and push it down. Now I can kind of line it back up in there and get it right where I want it, and I know it's not going to fall out. You can't put a ton of pressure on it because it's just tape holding it in, but you can at least get it in there long enough to get it lined up. Wrench holds it in place. And because it's just tape holding it in, when you get done, you can just kind of pop it back out and snug this up a little bit. I don't get too tight, I just want to get it tight enough so it's not going to be flopping around. Yeah, that's it. So we'll do the other side, we'll do the same thing. All right. Snug it down. I'm sure there's some kind of torque setting for this. I can estimate pretty good with my hand, I think. I'm sure nobody else does that. There we go. All right, so that's going to give us our new seat there, which is nice. Now the next step is going to be, we're going to want to bring our seat back up. We're going to want to take this rod, put this rod back through. Slides in from the left to the right. Seat's a little bit heavy. Not horrible. awkward, I would say, more than anything else. All right, now we're going to do the other side. There you go. Got the washer that we almost lost. Goes on next. Got this little whatever kind of clip it is. Oh. All right, hook our wire back up. Again, clip goes to the bottom, towards the, away from the tractor, away from the seat. I guess that's the best way to say it. Make sure we're clipped in there good. Get that done. Slide her back. And that's it. Let's try her out. All right, let's give it a shot. So normally I would hop up and go, yeah, it's better. I think I can, if I really throw myself back, I can almost make it bottom out, but I can definitely see that'll be a little bit of a difference in there. Yeah, feels good. Yep. Yeah, normally when I do that, I can, just doing this, a lot of times I got a lot of bumps and stuff, especially when I'm brush hogging, I'll be going through things, and even then I would bottom out, and I can tell, unless I really throw my weight back, I don't think I'm going to make these bottom out. So there you go, Ken's bolt-on hooks, upgraded seat springs, diff lock pedal. Definitely happy with both of them. Hopefully this video helps you out. If it does, hit down below, hit like, share it with your friends, hit subscribe. Everyone have a great day. God bless.